Today I will be doing a final head-to-toe assessment on my patient. First, I want to go ahead and introduce myself. Hello, my name is Jovianne, Nurse Jovianne, and today I'll be doing a final head-to-toe assessment on you.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and ask my patient two identifiers. Can I have your name?
My name is Jaja Jamal Nisbet.
Perfect. And when is your date of birth?
I was born August 29, 1997.
Perfect. Right now we would have been checking my patient's vital signs, but because I do not have all the necessary equipment, I'm going to go ahead and step into the next process of the final head-to-toe assessment. So now I'm going to check the pain level of my patient. Is there any pain for you today, Mr. Nisbet?
Not today, ma'am.
Okay. So the pain is good. There's no pain, so we're going to move on. Now we're going to check the perla. So we're just going to go ahead and check his pupils to make sure they're equal, to make sure that they're round, and to make sure that they're reactive to light. Go ahead and look ahead, sir. And we're going to go ahead and check your perla. Alrighty. Perfect. Perla is going really, really good, and everything is equal and round. Now we're going to go ahead and check his eyes, his nose, his ears, his mouth for any symmetry. And according to what I see, his eyes, his nose, his mouth, and his ears are all equal to the trachea midline. So everything is looking good. I don't see any lesions behind his ears. I don't see any lesions on his neck, so everything is looking good. Now we're going to go ahead and just check his temperature, and based on what I feel, his temperature is nice and warm. His skin is also warm. He is a brown skin boy with moist skin, so everything is looking good. Now we're going to go ahead and check his oral cavity. Go ahead and open up your mouth for me, please. Alrighty, mouth is moist and pink, so that's really good. And now we're gonna check for his skin turgor. So skin turgor is basically for how much hydration, or if the person has been hydrated really well with water. So I'm gonna take your hand and I'm just gonna pinch like this. All right? And the patient's skin does look well. It looks like he's very brisk, so that means he is hydrated and doing really well. So that's great. Now we're gonna go on to the pulmonary. We're gonna check his lung sounds, so anterior and posterior. And we're just gonna make sure everything is really good. We hear clear sounds and no crackles or so forth in his breathing. Go ahead and breathe for me. Breathe. Breathe. Okay. Alrighty. So his anterior lung sounds are really, really good. I hear everything nice and clear. Nothing, no crackles or anything. Now we're gonna go on the back. So go ahead and turn this way for me. Turn. Perfect. Go ahead and breathe for me. Again. Again. One more time. Good. One more time. Go ahead and turn it. All right. So his lungs are really, really nice and clear, both anteriorly and posteriorly. So everything is looking really, really good. I don't hear anything wrong or anything. So there are clear lung sounds. Now we're gonna go ahead and check his cardiac. Just make sure his his heart rate are going regular, not irregular. We're just gonna check for any, how the heartbeat is going. So now I'm gonna start with the aortic valve. Start with the aortic valve. Now I'm going to move on to the pulmonic valve. I'm going to go down to the Erb's point. Then his tricuspid valve. And then his mitral valve. So his heart rate is really, really well. I hear S1, S2 rhythm, so that's really, really well. Now I want to go ahead and check for my abdomen. Now, this is the part that's difficult. You're supposed to be laying down the abdomen. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. So now we're going to go ahead and check for the abdomen of my patient. And basically we're going to make sure that there's no lesions or no bruises. We're going to look, we're going to hear, and then we're going to palpate or feel. So I'm going to go ahead and lift your shirt up, okay? We're going to look. I don't see no lesions or bruises on his stomach. It looks really, really good. Now, right now, I'm going to go ahead and auscultate in 4 regions. Just make sure his bowel sounds are active. Now, if you do not hear the bowel sounds when you first put your stethoscope on his abdomen, make sure you wait for about 5 minutes. You just want to make sure you hear activeness in the 4 quadrants. Alrighty, bowel sounds are very active. Now we're going to go ahead and palpate just to make sure it is soft and not distended. Alrighty, patient's abdomen is very nice and soft, so that is also well, and his bowels are active. Go ahead and have a sit up for me. Thank you. Now we're going to go ahead and check the ears, the eyes, the mouth, and so forth. Let me go ahead and get my light. So like I said, guys, there is no lesions or bruises on his ears, his eyes, his mouth, or his. Now we're going to go ahead and check for his elimination. We want to make sure that our patient is voiding and defecating daily. And if they're not, we know that they have other types of signs, constipation and so forth. So when was the last time you urinated, Mr. Nisbet?
Today.
Okay, and when was the last time you had a bowel movement?
This morning.
Okay. So bowel movement and urination is doing really, really well. Can you explain to me how the color of your pee looked? Was it clear? Did it have an odor?
I don't think it had an odor, but it was yellow.
Yellow? Okay. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and check for his extremities and musculoskeletal. So we just want to check for my patient's strength to make sure everything is nice and equal on both sides. So go ahead and grab my 2 fingers. Grab my 2 fingers. Good. As hard as you can. Perfect. Let go. Push my hand up, please. Good. Push my hand. Okay. Push my hand down. Okay. Correct. Push my hand down. All right. So that's good. Now I want you to lift your leg up for me. Lift your leg up for me. No. Lift your leg up like this. Perfect. Lift your leg up for me. Good. Go ahead and push out against my hand. Okay. Next one. All right, push back. Good, and good. So his extremities are looking really well, and his muscular strength is equal on both sides, so that's really well as well. Now we're gonna go ahead and have him abduct and adduct. So go ahead and abduct. Abduct, and then adduct. All right, good. Have a seat. And like you said, we're going to check for his temperature. Like I said, his skin is nice and warm and it's moist, so I don't feel any bruising or so forth on his skin. So everything is looking really, really well, and that is good. So now go ahead and stand up, sir, and you're going to bend over. So right now, guys, we're checking for the curvature of his spine, and we're going to want to make sure that his shoulder is also symmetrical with his neck. Okay, so go ahead and bend over, kind of like towards touching your toes. Yeah, touch your toes. Yes. Perfect. So we see a curvature of his spine is good, and everything is looking great. All right, go ahead and get up. Good, and have a seat. All righty. So now we're gonna check for my patient's pulses. So our carotid pulses, our radial pulses, and our pedal pulses. All right, so his carotid pulses are very strong. His radial pulses are strong, and now we're going to check for his pedal pulses. Alrighty, so the pedal pulses are also strong as well. Now we're gonna check for my patient's capillary refill, so we wanna make sure it's less than 3 seconds. Go ahead and give me your fingers. Alrighty, do it one time. Good, and do your feet too. Good, and the capillary refill is just checking for the oxygen levels in our patient. Alrighty. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the neurological assessment. So we're testing for the cranial nerves. So our first cranial nerves is basically testing the brain. So I'm gonna have my patient smell to scent with their eyes closed, and they're gonna let me know, what they smell. So go ahead and close your eyes, sir, and close one of your nose holes. Perfect. And tell me what you smell.
Peppermint.
Mm-mm. Close your eyes.
Rose hip.
One more time.
I think, is that lavender?
Yes, that's good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and close the other hole, and I'm gonna make you smell one more scent. Peppermint, perfect. So he got those 2 right. So his cranial nerve 1 is doing great. Now we're gonna go ahead and check my patient's cranial nerve 2. So I don't have a spelling chart, so I will have my patient read something from off of a paper for me at this, just one sentence. So go ahead.
For additional information about your case, you may access your personal information quickly and securely.
Perfect. So that was also well as well. So for now, for cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6, we're gonna go ahead and have my patient follow my finger in an H pattern. So go ahead and follow my finger. So touch your nose. Oh no, sorry. No, look at me. Look at me. All right, his eyes are doing really, really well. So that was good. Think good? Now we're gonna check for my patient's cranial nerve cranial nerve 5. So I'm gonna have my patient close his eyes, and I'm gonna use a sharp and dull object. So close your eyes, this being sharp and this being dull. Alrighty, tell me what you feel.
Sharp.
Okay, what you feel?
Dull. Sharp.
And
Dull.
perfect. Cranial nerve 5 has been tested, and he did really, really well on that. Now we're gonna go ahead and check cranial nerve 7. So we want my patient, I'm gonna have my patient smile. So go ahead and smile. Your teeth, puff out your cheeks, and close your eyes tightly. Good. That's good. You did it. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and check cranial nerve 8. So close your eyes, sir, and you're gonna tell me what you hear and what's moving. What hand is moving?
Both of them.
Okay, what hand is moving?
This one.
Okay, and what hand is moving?
This one.
I think my patient don't know left from right, but he did really good on that. So now we're gonna check cranial nerve 9 and 10. So we want my patient to say ah. I'm gonna check make sure his tonsils are equal. So go ahead, say ah. Good. And go ahead and swallow for me. Good. His swallowing reflex is really well, and his oral mucosa again is nice and warm, and it's moist, and that's what we want here. Now we're gonna have I'm gonna check my patient's cranial nerve 11. So go ahead and shrug your shoulders for me. Alrighty, and now I'm gonna check my patient's last cranial nerves, which is cranial nerves 12, and I'm gonna have my patient stick out his tongue and move from left to right. Good. My person did a great job, and like I said, there's no lesions on his neck. Everything is doing really, really well. Now we're gonna check for his neurological part of the assessment, and then we'll be done. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna have my patient get up. And I want you, Mr. and Ms. Nisbeth, to walk from like this. Look. I want you to walk like this, going one way from heel to toe. Then I want you to do tippy toes across. And then when you're coming back, I want you to walk on your heel, okay? So go ahead and do heel to toe going across the room. All right, good. Then good, tippy toe. All right? And then you want to do heel to heel, heel, going back. Alrighty, perfect. Go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. Really, really well. And now we're going to do the Romberg test. So my patient will be standing upright, with his arms to his side, with his eyes closed. I just want to make sure that his balance is good. If his balance is off, that means it is positive. All right, so the Romberg test is negative because my patient is still and not moving back and forth. So that's good. Go ahead and have a seat. All right, now we're going to test for a stereognosis. So let me go ahead and get my identifiers. All right. So I'm going to have my patient close his eyes, or Mr. Nesbitt close his eyes. I'm going to put an object in his hand. He's going to tell me what it is in his hand. Okay. What is in your hand?
It's the key.
Good. So he identified that it was a key. Now we're going to go ahead and check for his dysphagia. And I'm going to also have my patient close his eyes, and I'm going to write some of his, and he's going to tell me what it is. So close your eyes. And what am I writing in your... What am I writing in your hand? What letter?
Was that N-O?
What letter?
Could you do it again? H?
My patient doesn't know letters and numbers, so we're going to try this again. What letter is in your hand?
Letter?
Yeah, what letter did I write in your hand?
Which direction?
Okay, I'm going to use another object for my patient. Again, he doesn't know letters from numbers. That's crazy. Okay, again, what letter did I write in your hand?
That's a 5.
Good, good. Now he's getting it, guys. Woohoo!
You asked for a letter.
Okay, close your eyes. Number. And now let me know what I wrote in your hand. Pre. Perfect. So this page is doing really good as well. Even though he was a little slow at first, but he did great.
It was a letter, he said. She wrote a number.
Now our patient is being back talking. So when you have patients that don't want to cooperate, we want to not be angry or hostile towards the patient, but we still want to be calm towards the patient. Because there is going to be patients that may be a little bit more, roughness than others, but just be calm. You're a nurse, and your purpose here is to help the patient. And the patient is right. My brother is something else. Now we're going to go ahead and do rapid movements. So on your hand, I want you like this. Go. On your hand. Good. Now move your feet around. Alrighty, good. Alrighty, so that was really, really good. And then I want to have my patient touch their nose, and then touch your nose, Jaja, and then touch your nose, Mr. Nesbitt, and touch my fingers, okay? So your nose and then my finger. Okay? Your nose and then my finger. And then your nose and then my finger. Perfect. And now I'm gonna have my patient touch their heel. So I want right now, and he's in the chair, I want him to touch his heel to his other shin like this, going down, and then the same on the other foot. Okay, go ahead. From your heel, good. And then the other one, good. Alrighty. So that is it for today's assessment. So as you guys can tell, as you guys can see, I checked my patients from head to toe, and we just made sure that everything was equal and everything was good. Now, not every patient you're gonna have the same type of reaction to. Some patients will have pain, some won't. Some people will have bruising on their skin, and then you will take necessary actions with that. But thank you guys so much for watching my head to toe assessment. I hope you find it well, and I hope you can learn from this. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Smile.